All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back, guys. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me and see me all good. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. We've made it through another week in the markets. Hey, ciao. Hope everyone's had a fantastic week. Gold's been on a pretty crazy day again today. Pretty crazy day on gold. We did just take some pre-London buys, which we'll have a look over. We'll have a look at all other markets as well today, guys. Gold's had a pretty big sell-off today. I didn't short gold today personally. I was only looking for longs, which I'll share with you guys as well. Is the background music too loud? Is it all good? Let me just see if I can turn this down. But yeah, happy Friday, everyone. If anyone's new here, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for about 7 years, and I mainly focus on gold futures here in the European session. So we will break down gold today for you guys. We'll also have a look at all other markets. You guys are joining me from the home setup today. I didn't really feel like driving to the office, so we're streaming from home today. Let me just bring this out properly. There. Oh, it's too. There we go. But yeah, we've made it through another week, guys. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week in the markets. We do have some news today. Let me just have a quick look here. Where are we? We have consumer sentiment today at 3 o'clock London time. Where is it? 16. So it's late my time. Where is it? It's not on here. Inflation expectation and consumer sentiment. 3 p.m. London time. Not sure why it's not on here. But yeah, hope everyone's had a great week. Gold's had an amazing sell-off today. But I wasn't shorting gold today. I've not been looking for any downside. I've been looking for some longs on gold. So I didn't really trade Asia today because we were just pushing lower, and I was like, that's just not really my trade. So rather than try to chase it and rather than getting FOMO, I was like, well, let's just let it happen. Let it happen. Let the markets find their feet, and I'll still get my bounce. And the reason that I was looking for longs today is because if you guys remember on yesterday's stream, before I start doing all the analysis for the day, if you guys who were here yesterday, we were speaking about these retracement buys on gold to come up and tap into these areas here. We did actually take a buy here together on stream. I think we took longs from here, took about like minus $170 or something like that. And then you ended up giving them back another fantastic entry here and then came out for like over 100 ticks. So remember I said to you guys on the end of London streams yesterday, be sure to keep on the liquidity levels because these were the highs that we were looking for. Obviously I didn't anticipate gold to have such a ridiculous retracement. But look at this beautiful, beautiful 30-minute morning star play here. You rejected, you grabbed lows, held the support, and then just had a fantastic, fantastic breakout around 9 a.m. London time, which was only like a couple of minutes after we jumped off. But it was a really, really, really nice move. We stayed on Zoom and traded for a little bit longer, and it was a fantastic, fantastic move. It was a 30-minute morning star play along with a 15-minute fake out trade. These are the positions that we've been speaking about for a long time now, guys. You had a 15-minute break back above, and this was also, which I also explained yesterday, a very nice 30-minute wick rejection. So if a 30-minute is going to close nice and bullish like this on the lower time frame, there's a high chance you do something like this, where you break back below, you don't short that because you're looking for longs, you grab the lows, get back above, and that closure back above is what gives that 30-minute, that beautiful wick rejection, and that's your reason to start jumping the longs. So this beautiful 30-minute wick rejection here was that very nice 15-minute fake out play. So as soon as you get that closure back above, you're taking that based off the 30-minute morning star, and then you're playing it back up into these highs. So it was a shame that it came, right after we jumped off our stream. But as I said, you guys, keep the levels on because it was an absolutely fantastic, fantastic move. If you took the little loss earlier, you cut your loss at minus $170, you would have made back over 1,000 there. So very, very, very nice push there on gold yesterday, guys. Really, really, really nice push. If any of you guys did get that or did follow it from yesterday, it was a really, really, really good push. And gold, yeah, gold ended up having a pretty phenomenal recovery yesterday. We held our key level of 3150. We broke back above 3200, and then we've come right into 3250 here today. So we've literally filled like 1,000 tick range in like a day, which is just not even a day. Less than a day, gold's filled 1,000 tick range, which any of you guys who are maybe new to gold, like that is insane. You'd be lucky to see that in like, you know, a week back in normal markets. So to see, like, look how big these candles are compared to what we're used to. Like these are normal market conditions on gold. Well, normal market conditions compared to what I'm used to trading, as opposed to now, it's like, man, these are huge moves. I was saying to some of my friends who trade yesterday as well, it's like, man, I honestly think we're gonna look back in a couple of months' time and be like, man, do you remember when gold was moving like 1,000 ticks in a day? Like, it's just insane. So you have to absolutely be capitalizing on these times, guys. There's nothing to say, you know, on gold you won't continue going back to, you know, 30 to 100 tick ranges. If we saw, you know, 50 ticks in a London session, you know, that would be like amazing. Now it's like you see like 500 ticks. So yeah, incredible closure yesterday, guys. Now, I was looking for buys today in Asia, you know, up into this 3250 level, and also to come up and tap into some nice highs around 3270s. However, Asia pretty much opened and instantly pushed up. So I couldn't really buy it because the Asia Open was here. Market open and instantly pushed up. So I was like, I'm not going to chase it. And if I do want to buy gold from anywhere, it'll be once we get back down below here. Excuse me. And by the time we did get back down there, it was too bearish for me to want to buy that anyway. So I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll leave Asia. You know, I don't have to trade every single day. So I didn't trade my Asia account here today. I was happy just to, you know, enjoy the day. You remember, we get into trading for the freedom. So on the days where, you know, maybe your analysis didn't play out or it didn't really give you what you wanted to see, that's fine. You know, we wait, we come back on, and then pre-London here, we were able to take advantage of this amazing liquidity wick. Amazing liquidity wick. Yeah, Johnny Boy would be proud of me not trading Asia without him. I know. I don't trade. I take all my money in Asia. Well, we traded live here pre-London day and got a fantastic trade. So we traded pre-London here, where we bought gold up into price needing to come up and liquidate this high. So we had a fantastic trade there. That's where I got this $900 here pre-London. And now that we have liquidated these highs, look at that fantastic exit as well, guys. Absolutely incredible call, literally to the absolute T. And all this trade was price needing to come up and liquidate these highs before a potential pullback lower. And we also had previous hourly highs. Well, look at that huge wick. That's what we were able to take advantage of. So here for the London Open, guys, if this candle closes like this, could gold be coming back down to retest 3,200, grab these previous 4-hour lows? Yeah, I think so. You're tapping into previous 4-hour highs here on the futures. You're starting to squeeze back lower. If we keep pushing down, then there's a high chance you're going to get a nice 4-hour wick fill. There's a really decent push. Yeah, the reasons behind this trade, I traded the pre-London session on my channel before we jump on here, and we took it there. So I honestly would highly advise you to go back and watch that session on my channel. But the reasons for the trade were the fact that the hourly had closed above a nice range, and my next range target was like up here to potentially even higher. And you know, I was wanting to follow yesterday's candle. So there was a lot of reasons for it, but the main reason was this hourly closed back above, and I saw price needing to come for a bit of a retracement before potentially squeezing lower. The 30-minute also grabbed the lows and closed back bullish. So there was and then there was also, I actually entered it from here. As this grabbed the lows, I managed risk here. Then as this broke the high, I managed risk here. Our liquidity levels were here and back up here. So I didn't take this on my own. I'm just showing you guys a hindsight trade recap. I took this on our pre-London session, and it was a fantastic exit. I took it for about 50 ticks. 50 ticks. Obviously, you guys can see I've switched out the 50s for one of the hundreds. I took a riskier play yesterday on gold. It didn't work out, but I wanted to activate this 100 anyway. So yeah, got my first $1,000 week this week. Amazing, man. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. So yeah, for the London Open today, guys, I would like to see gold lower. I think we could look for some. Think we could look for some sells. Caught 70 ticks. Amazing, Sam. Nice work. Beautiful work. Okay, great exit. Great exit. I'll get rid of that. I'll do a YouTube video on a breakdown at some point of that trade, because it was a very good trade. It was all about understanding what are most people trying to do and how can we take advantage of it. You know, I was kind of saying I would imagine a lot of people were shorting gold from here, so, you know, sitting their stops just above here and here. So all I was doing was buying into where most people were trying to short, and that was my trade. Now that we have grabbed these highs, we could be looking for some London Open sells here. Look at this hourly wick here, guys. This is huge. Absolutely huge. Let's have a look at this weekly. How's this weekly looking? Came up, test the highs. Huge support. How many weeks do we have left until month end? What, another 2 weeks? Yeah, about another 2 trading weeks. So let me just have a quick look. How's this monthly looking? Pretty bearish. So yeah, I mean, if we close like this in 14 minutes, there's a high chance the next hour is going to give a top wick, and we're going to come down and fill in this range for a minimum 100 ticks again. Runners for a potential 200. This could actually give us a bigger trade than this pre-London scalp. The pre-London trade was just a pullback trade for price coming to grab these highs. Well, now that we're grabbing these highs, could we actually just continue following this sell-off pre-news? Maybe. It's looking pretty bearish right now. NQ's also having a nice squeeze lower. I don't know if Dakota's still awake, but I did see had some nice sells pre-London as well. Goldie having a crazy sell-off here, guys. Yeah, how long is that 4 hour? 3 hours till it's going to close. You just tap, look at that. You came up, you tapped right into the 4 hour high. So where's the next target? 4 hour lows. I do want to wait for this closure here, guys. I want to wait for this London Open before I consider giving back any of this. But look at that fake out again. Look at that, huge. You broke above. You tapped into our liquidity level and broke straight back below, confirming the fake out. Again, if you guys go back and look at what we said here, what did I mention here, guys? This was a 15-minute bullish fake out based off a 30-minute leaving a beautiful wick. If you go look at the 30-minute, it's a beautiful 30-minute wick. On the lower time frame, it was a very nice fake out. Well, if we go have a look at the exact same thing that's happened here to the opposing direction, the 15 broke above. Now, why would you not buy this 15-minute breakout? Because we're understanding that at any point, this could actually be a 30-minute liquidity grab. So then you go back, you look at the 30-minute, and you go, wow, that was a fantastic rejection. So it's important, you know, you don't just want to take a 15-minute breakout just because it's a breakout. So I wasn't buying this breakout. I was buying into the fact that this was potentially going to be a 30-minute liquidity grab. So this closure back below confirms your high time frame is going to be leaving a beautiful wick. So you got 15-minute fake out sells with a 30-minute liquidity grab. And look at that beautiful wick. Absolutely incredible wick. Now creating a nice evening star as well. Still 10 NQ short. Nice. Must be nice. I thought I was happy with my $900 on the day. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. That is very nice. Taps on the previous highs. Squeezing back lower. It's like a gold and NQ are having a nice little sell-off together. Yeah, take a gold trade with it. Stop taking thousands. Just be happy with $900. All right. We were happy with our $900. Got Dakota short now. 10 Nasdaq. That's crazy. That's the thing with gold. Like gold, you know, I show you guys this. Like gold, you do have to take your little stabs on gold. Like gold doesn't really have, you know, the huge moves. I mean, recently it has, but like, you know, NQ has the very big clean moves, whereas gold does prefer to take its time. Yeah, we'll look at all other markets. I did hit my 30th green $200 day here on my main London account as well, guys, which is I'm pretty proud of that. Actually 31 including today. I did get $400 here today, which I'm pretty happy with the growth of this account. I think it just hit about $9,000, which is pretty cool. Just you know, just trading minis to 1 micro, and staying disciplined and consistent. So London Open, yeah, we could be looking for some sells on gold. I'm gonna wait 10 minutes for that close. So in the meantime, let's have a look at some. Let's have a look at some other markets here. We'll look at NQ. We'll look at copper, oil. Yeah, NQ actually did shape up really nice. I'm not the best NQ trader, but that was if that was gold, that was beautiful. That was your really nice grab of the previous 30-minute highs. Even selling on the break of this low, really nice, really nice. These were the highs that we mentioned on our London stream yesterday, guys. Remember we mentioned these highs here as a big daily level for price to come up and tap into. What time did it come in? You did have news yesterday as well, right? I think you had was it PPI we had yesterday? Yeah, we did. We had PPI yesterday as well. So that was at 1:30 London time. So 1:30 London time. So it looks like it was pretty choppy around here. But finally did eventually have that breakout. You let the markets come to you, let price break out, confirm volume, confirm direction, and then take your trade. Did a crazy run up into yesterday's high, and then had a huge sell-off back below. So you closed pretty doji yesterday on NQ, which is the first sign of finding some resistance since this whole push up, which I actually think is really nice. Now I don't day trade NQ, however I do hold a lot of stocks, and to me this could be we could be in for a pretty decent correction before potentially seeing some new highs. It's nice to see us kind of start finally finding some resistance. What's interesting is look at where we also tapped into yesterday before pushing higher. We tapped right into previous daily lows, and then we tapped right into previous daily highs. Like that is a pretty huge, from the low of previous day up into the highs. That's a very decent push. Very decent push. Yeah, 100%. Have a look at your DM on Discord. 100%, absolutely. So could the daily on NQ be shaping up for an evening star play? I mean, it already is, to be honest. This is already looking pretty solid. Now the only thing is, let me just get rid of this for a second. Let's get rid of this. Let's do some. Let's get rid of everything here for a second. Let's have a look at some clean now. So let me just have a quick look at gold. Gold's got we got 10 minutes until London Open before we look for some sells on gold. So I'm going to wait for the London Open here on gold. NQ on the 4-hour. What can we kind of see? We had a nice break back below a very strong level of resistance. We've held it. We could be playing a range in the London session from around 21,400 back down into 21,335. Looks pretty interesting. Hourly time frame. I mean, yeah, it's already happening. I have seen a lot recently now. You guys who trade NQ probably know better than me, but it looks like that 7 a.m. candle on NQ is the kind of the sweet spot. I think NQ does like to have some moves before London Open. London Open's in 10 minutes, but I always see that 7 a.m. London time candle having some pretty nice moves. Like that was a beautiful grab at the previous highs, re-breaking the lows. Like that's a great short. That's a really nice short. As soon as you start re-grabbing the previous highs, well, like there you got a very valid stop. And you're trying to see if you can squeeze it back down to fill this range here as well. Dakota, if you're still here, where's your downside target on this? Are you kind of just playing the range as well? Like what, you got 30, 31, 21, 340? Looks like a pretty nice level, 21, 340. Playing the range, that was a lovely short. It was as nice as gold. London opens in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. What have you right now? I am in. I'm at home. I didn't make it to the office today. I couldn't be bothered driving to the office today, so we'll just stream from home. So if the mic quality is not amazing, guys, I apologize. I am at home. Let me just grab my laptop charger here, guys. My laptop is about to die, and that is not good. 2 seconds, sorry. Sammy did you see Sammy just peeping to get some signals there? I saw that. Trying to get some secret signals there. So yeah, NQ looks good to to fill in this downside range. If we're not already in shorts, which I'm not in anything, would I be entering in new positions here? Not really, because you're kind of coming right into, you know, if I was in the shorts, this would be a pretty decent management level. I wouldn't want to be taking new positions from here. I'd want to be selling the highs and managing down here. So NQ will give a little bit of time. I think gold's going to be looking a little bit nicer. A little bit nicer. Let's have a look at copper as well. Oh, Ben already in the shorts. Let's have a look, man. Trendline breakout. Yeah, beautiful, man. I love that. It's a great entry. I think this. I think actually before we look at NQ, let's copper. Let's have a quick look at gold. Yeah, look at that. This is looking beautiful. So what we want to see for gold is that next hourly give us a bit of a top wick, and then we want to be looking for these shorts. It's looking very, very nice. Very, very nice. Kind of just came up, grabbed the highs. You're creating some lows down here as well. I won't trade it on my 100k here because I've already had a great trade here. I will take it on maybe the Asia one. I haven't traded my Asia account today. Maybe we'll take it on the Asia one. Yeah, if we can have a little bit of pullback here on the open of the next hour and the London Open in 4 minutes, gold shorts could be very nice. Let's have a look at copper here as well. Copper, what did we do yesterday? So we came down, we tagged these lows here. You broke back above. Very nice fake out there. So this is the overall highs that I have been watching on copper. Back up into 474 to 475 looks really nice on copper. Yeah, Sammy sleeps, but he's missing out on some good gold trades. He missed out on some pre-London buys, so it's an expensive sleep for him. Yeah, this is a very nice fake out here yesterday on copper. You broke below, you broke straight back above. Again, it kind of came in after we jumped off, unfortunately. But this is what I was saying yesterday, guys. If you break back above this level on copper, especially after grabbing these lows, that is a great buy. That was a really, really, really nice buy there. If you guys go back and watch, yesterday's stream, these were the liquidity levels that we mentioned yesterday. For price to come down, liquidate these lows before getting back above. It was a very, very, very nice fake out buy. Same as pretty much exactly the same as what we took on gold. The exact same thing happened here on copper. You broke above, fantastic fake out opportunity. This is where I was basically saying yesterday, guys. Anyone who was buying from here, sit and stops just down below. So, you know, if you want to, you can short into it. But once you get down into here, this is where you look for the fake out buys. Now, for today on copper, it's not quite what I wanted to do. Wow, look at this daily on copper. This is pretty ugly. That's very ugly. So there was nice fake out buys yesterday. Look at this daily here on copper, guys. Looking pretty messy. I mean, the only thing I do like here on copper is price to tap into these weekly highs and hold this weekly morning star play. Like, to me, this looks like a very nice weekly reversal pattern. You know, you're rejecting, you're liquidating the lows, you're holding. Like, this looks really good, even back up into like $5, which I know is pretty far away. How long we got London Open? 2 minutes. But as an overall outlook, like, this looks pretty interesting to me. This weekly looks like a really nice reversal pattern. If we don't do it this week, maybe next week come down, grab the lows, and then do it. But yeah, weekly is looking very nice for buys here. The dailies kind of tough. Yeah, we'll look at we can look at ES as well. Rental apartment. Yeah, it is a rental here, man. Yeah, I'm here till September time, August time. I'm not that rich to buy it, unfortunately. I'm buying too many stonks instead. But yeah, that was a pretty nice grab of the lows yesterday. Closed back bullish. Seeing if you can, you know, maybe break back the highs and see if you can squeeze this. It's looking pretty messy here on the daily, though. I do think there is nicer opportunities, but as an outlook, I wouldn't really want to be a seller here on copper. I would actually like to be a buyer here, especially here, how you never even re-grab these highs before this push down. Copper buys do look nice. Now, where would we want to be a buyer? See how if this hourly closes like this, you know, maybe the next hour will come down, liquidate the lows, and then may take until like 9 a.m. before you see the buys on copper. Maybe play a potential morning star play. So although I would like to be a buyer on copper, I wouldn't want to be a buyer here at this next 8 a.m. candle that we're going to trade together. Yeah, we'll have a look at ES as well. We got London Open coming up in about 20 seconds here, guys. Let's have a look at gold. See if we're going to get these gold shorts. Stonks, yeah, stonks, absolutely. I've been buying up a lot of stocks. I was buying up a lot of stocks in March and April, and I was called some not very nice names online for buying the stocks when it was dropping so much, and now we're eating very well. So you got a very nice hourly closure there on gold. You came up, you look at the highs, you've held the resistance. You're coming up for a nice top wick. If I am gonna take this, I'm gonna take it on my Asia account. Let me have a look. 30-minute coming up. Very nice 30-minute morning star here as well, guys. I'm gonna see if we can get short on the break of the low here on gold to continue pushing down into here for about 25 to 66. Now, I've already taken a good trade today here on my new 100K. So if you guys took the trade with me pre-London, don't feel like you have to take another trade. Actually, wait a second. If we come up and grab the 15 highs, then I will actually put it in. And I want to see how we're going to react around there. We could come up and grab these highs, and then I'll put it back in once we're going to start to reject. Let me wait here. Let me wait. Yeah, very, very, very nice 30-minute evening star. Yeah, nice work on you guys actually spotting that as well. That's what I was just saying. Not only is it a very nice 30-minute morning star, it's a beautiful hourly liquidity grab. So you got an hourly liquidity grab along with a fantastic 30-minute evening star. This looks good to come and squeeze the low. It's not even a bad place to start shorting now, to be honest. You have a little 5-minute double top. You just tapped into previous 5-minute highs. You may not come up. If you start re-breaking the lows, it's not a bad place to start shorting from here, guys. This would be a management point. This down here is your target. Managing around 32.15, and you're looking to short it into about 3200. 32.10. So it's not a, if you guys did keep in the sell stop, like this is actually a pretty decent trade. You're risking just above that previous high. You're trying to see if you can squeeze it lower. I'm just going to see how that. So what would you be risking? You're risking about, what, 19 ticks to see if you can get like 80. It's a great risk reward. I'm not in this just yet, guys. I'm going to see if we can tag some highs here. And if we can pull back here as well, look at what we're almost creating. Now, we might not come up this high, but to me, this looks like, oh, nice head and shoulders here as well. Could it be creating a head and shoulders before squeezing lower? Those look pretty nice. Could we push from here? Possibly. If you do want to short it from here, it's not a bad place to short. I'm just thinking if I'm going to take more trades, I've already taken 2 trades today. If I'm going to take more trades here today, I want it to be like a very, very good trade. So let's see, the 30 minutes already re-breaking the lows. Yeah, you're probably going to tag the lows here, guys. Came up for a top wick, re-flipping back bearish. This is looking pretty nice. Primarily horizontal, man. Yep. I don't even use them that much, to be honest. Like, you kind of can see some trend lines here. I kind of can just see them. I just try and mark on the major points of the trend line just to keep it a little bit cleaner. NQ trying to find some support as well. Did anyone take that? Anyone in that 30-minute flip? If you guys are in that 30-minute flip, stops above that high is a pretty good trade. You guys on Zoom probably took the pre-lunch trades. You don't really need to force it, but that's a pretty nice trade. Whether it works or not, we'll see. It's a nice setup though. I'm probably going to take a payout on this account here today as well. I haven't taken a payout on this Asia account here yet. It's up 5.4 thousand, so I'll probably take out maybe 1,000 today, which will put me at 7,000 in payouts on Topstep for the month, which is pretty nice. I think the thing is, if you start rejecting from here, I think this is good. Any rejection from here, you bring in some buys, there's a high chance you can squeeze this lower. Kind of same as what we did here. I said to the guys in the pre-London session, any rejection from here, don't get scared of our buys, because that's, more of a trap to bring in more sellers. the likely you squeeze it higher. Same as here. If you start rejecting from here, how many more people do you think are going to try and do something like this? Yeah, if you guys are, and this is a great management point. I cancelled the order just because I have had a few trades today, and I don't want to give it back and take it for just the sake of it. But if you guys are, and you're pretty much, now that you're coming down for the previous lows, I'd be break even there straight away. As soon as you tag these lows, great management point. You're trying to squeeze it back down to here as well. What did you take off that 30-minute break of the low? Look at that, 35 ticks in 5 minutes. So much volume here on Goldie. So much volume. That was a pretty perfect 30-minute evening start play. If I wasn't in these buys, like I actually, you know, you guys actually could have shorted here at 7:30. I was too busy with the longs, but as soon as this candle grabs, like you actually could have shorted here. Like that was actually a great short as well. In a short from 32.19, yeah. Oh, do you take it from up here? Yeah, beautiful. 32.19, yeah, lovely short. Very nice short. Oh, nice. Up 300 on the day on my first day of my XFA. Locking out. Nice work, man. On a Friday, that's fantastic. Beautiful work. Yep, 50, it was that, yeah, 15-minute fake out, 100%. That was literally perfect. That was absolutely perfect. I was getting set up here. That was a great trade. Absolutely perfect, man. Yeah, good spot. So you had 15-minute fake out buys. Look at this. Broke below, broke back above. You had 15-minute fake out buys for 100 ticks. You then broke back below. You now have another 100 ticks to fake out sells. Like that's huge. Just trading that very simple fake out concept that we've been talking about. And not only is this 15-minute fake out buys, it's a huge 30-minute rejection. Same here. Not only is this 15-minute fake out sells, it's also a huge 30-minute rejection. If you don't trade, I'm not trading. You got to take your own trades. I've had 2 trades today, which is a lot for me. But yeah, if you guys are shorting this, great place to manage the risk. But I'd be trying to target down here. Great call. Up to 100, 10th green week. Probably gonna lock out. Incredible, man. 10th green week. That's amazing. Amazing work. What did you just spike here? 56 ticks. Look at that, guys. 56 ticks. Hourly's tapping into previous hourly lows. Big level of support as well. Look at that hourly candle. Absolutely incredible. There's been so many setups today, guys. And that's what I'm saying to you guys. Like, you know, I don't... 2 W's. Amazing. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, I didn't catch any of this short down, you know. It just wasn't really my trade to try and short so early on after yesterday's candle. But guess what? You know, I stay patient. I follow my plan. And, you know, when I jump on London, I see gold's already pushed down 400 ticks. It's like, yeah, you know, it can be frustrating and you can get fear of missing out. But if you understand the way that gold moves and you actually stay patient, you're still going to get opportunities today. So although I missed 400 ticks today, well, I still came in here and got my 50 tick buys, and I could have just scalped another 50 ticks back lower. You know, we're not swing trading, so it doesn't matter if you miss these huge pushes down. We're coming on here, and we're trying to get our piece of the markets. Same as yesterday, guys. You know, pre-London, towards the end of Asia, gold ripped down like, you know, what was it, 700 ticks yesterday? But we were still able to come on here and get our 100 ticks. And I know it's, you know, like I said, it's, you know, when you see this pushing down, you go, oh, like, nah, I need to chase this, or I need to call the bottom, or I need to buy it. Or if you just accept that the markets aren't going to drop forever, and if you wait for price till you find some support, have the breakouts, follow the plan, you know, you come back in an hour, 2 hours, you'll still get your trade. So same thing for me here today in Asia. I wasn't looking to short gold. So when I see this pushing lower, I just went about my day. I went to the gym. I went to the beach. Like I do anything other than sitting here watching this push down, because I know this isn't going to be my trade. And I just thought, fine, I just won't trade Asia today. I'll come back and I'll trade London. And I'm up 900 and up over 1,000 here. I got, what, 900 here on this Express Fund account that we took pre-London, and 400 here on my main account. So patience pays, guys. Don't feel like you have to jump in every single move. You know, just because the markets are moving doesn't mean that's your trade. You know, you're not paid to jump in every single bullish and bearish candle. You're paid to follow your systematic approach that is proven to make money. Our job isn't to jump in every single opportunity. Yeah, if you guys did this, you would have hit lows of about, what would you hit lows of? About 57 ticks, you're probably taking the break even. Great break even. If you did take some off, well done. If I was in this, I personally would have held this trade and I would have been very happy with the break even because that was a lovely push. So if you guys did take that, good break even there. Very, very good break even. Good loss in Asia and a good win pre-London and a good break even. Happy to end that for a Friday. Yeah, absolutely, man. That was a great break even. Very, very good break even. Yeah, now that you're tagging the lows, you're now going to come up and squeeze these highs. It's actually funny. I think I actually prefer trading ranges on gold, which kind of sounds like stupid. Like you should be able to trade like these days better. I actually don't. I feel like I'm a better range trader because the liquidity levels just play out so well. Like if you just we get rid of all this noise here for a second. Like look how well these levels play out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys perform better in like big trading days, or do you guys perform better in ranges? I think I perform better in ranges. How many trades should I take in a day? Well, your data should answer that question for you, man. That's not really a question I or anyone can answer. What does your data tell you what works consistently? I would say if you're in the earlier days, you shouldn't be taking more than one trade. If you're taking more than one trade, you're two trades max, but I would say 1 to 2 max. Some days none, some days 2, some days 1. If you're taking more than that, you're looking for quantity over quality. But again, you should have the data over a couple of hundred trades that breaks everything down that for you. And if you don't have the data to understand these things, like people ask me how much should I risk per trade, or what risk to reward should I go for, these aren't questions that anyone can answer. These are only questions that you can answer by understanding your plan and understanding how you perform over the past 200 plus trades. Yeah, 1 or 2 trades a minute. Yeah, scrap everything I just said. In and out every minute candle. But now for me personally, I'm like 1 to 2 a day max. Some days less, some days more. It depends. Continuation trades are my downfall. Yeah, me too, to be honest. I much prefer the ranges. Almost never do well on range. See, there you go. It's interesting. Hardest part is convincing myself that price is ranging and not to trade. Yep. Makes sense, man. Yep. Continuation plays it easy. Yeah. 100%. I kind of like it. It's kind of like for me, if I see these huge pushes down Asia, I'm like, damn, I find it hard to continue these ranges. Especially on gold, on NQ, when you get the volume, you can follow volume on NQ pretty well, momentum. But on gold, I always find you get the pretty steep pullbacks, and I find I end up trying to take these pullbacks as opposed to just following the markets. And I love the way the liquidity levels get hit during these ranges as well. Yeah, the easiest continuation trades were back in April, 100%, man. That is, one of the rare times where I have absolutely loved continuation trades because gold was just going higher and higher and higher, and it was just ridiculous. But even here, like when we were having these insane moves, I was like, man, when you're up here, it's like I have to just walk away, and then I'll get some scalps in here, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. But yeah. Yep, good question, Justin. Let me just see where we're at. Where are we? So yeah, literally delete the sell button. Yeah, just buying for the pile. Yeah, for literally pretty much most of the year. A candle flip is when the candle is, let's say this candle was bearish, or actually let's give it to the shorts we just spoke about. So when the candle opens and it is pushing up and it's bearish, what I mean by I want to take the flip is I want to take the point where the candle goes from being bullish to then being bearish. That's what I call like the flip of the candle, like when it goes from being bullish to bearish. So it goes from and the flip is like the open of the price. So I'm trying to short on the flip, which is once it's bullish, I want to take advantage of that being the wick, and the flip of the candles when it flips from being bullish to bearish and taking advantage of that. Which is kind of what we did at this candle here. So when we're talking about taking the flip here, what I was meaning is taking the flip of the body where it's from being bullish to flipping lower. Have you used a Heikin-Ashi chart? No, I never have actually. No, never. I do know some friends that use it. They do it pretty well, and they can hold their trades very well. Which you have it here on Topstep, right? But no, I've never used it. It is very interesting though, to be honest. Like when I look at these buys, I'm like, you know, if I'd held these buys until it like went bearish, like it would have pulled out quite a lot. But no, I have never used it. But I do look at it. I think it could be good to have on a chart for being able to hold your trades longer. It's something I wouldn't mind diving into at some point. What factors play into whether you trade on your personal FX account or do you really trade now? Now you're going baller on the funded accounts. Nah, I've been trying to keep the personal just for higher time frame trades, man. I was trying to, you know, day trade on both, and I was taking good trades on one and then, you know, trying to trade more good trades on another. Whereas for day trading, I'm just focused on these Topstep accounts. If I want to trade my personal, yeah, I'm trying to take the swing trades. A lot of my personal trades recently have just been buying stocks. But yeah, it was kind of too hard to manage the both. As I say to you guys, like just focus on one or the other. And you know, don't get me wrong, it's good to have a personal account to diversify. But if you're trying to day trade, you're trying to day trade Topstep and trying to day trade personal, like I can guarantee you're going to get to a point where I'm not buying this, guys. Look at this. You came in right into resistance. I wouldn't mind still shorting this, to be honest. Yeah, like if you try to trade one or the other, you know, you could take a good trade on Topstep and then you go try and trade your personal. It's like you're almost trying to force trades. So yeah, I keep the personal just for swing trades, and I use Topstep just for the intraday scalps. What we got? So you just had that 15 closure there on gold. So you just grab the highs, grab the lows. I still think your gold's going to squeeze lower here, guys. Don't worry about these little intraday pullbacks. In order for us to be able to trade this 8 a.m. candle, we trade this 8 a.m. candle based on how this candle closed. Well, this candle grabbed the highs and closed bearish. So does it make any sense to me to try and buy this 8 a.m. candle? Not at all. If I want to buy gold, I'll just wait for this hourly candle to actually close confirming bullish or support, and then I'll look for longs at 9 a.m. But with this candle grabbing highs and closing bearish, I only want to be shorting in this 8 a.m. candle. So don't see this push up and start to jump in longs here, guys. If you do want to buy gold, wait for the hourly to confirm. The high time frame is the key. Yeah, it's not worth a second shot. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, where did you just get that? Yeah, nice. Grab the highs, broke back below. Yeah, that's actually really nice. That was that little double top we spoke about as well. Came up, tagged that little double top, held back below. Yeah, nice. Good reaction skills there, man. Good reaction skills. Why is Topstep not allowed for traders from Bulgaria? Has to follow the US regulations. Yeah, brokerage partners. Aaron, I'm new to your channel. Welcome, man. Welcome. I'm trying to switch from NQ to gold. Do you have any advice? I mean, I don't really trade NQ, so I don't really know. Oh, look at that. What a bounce on NQ, guys. That's the same. A bit of a range play. Oh, what a push. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just stick to NQ. No, I'm joking. No. If you don't want to trade gold, like the reason I love gold so much is, I mean, NQ has been moving a lot recently as well. But gold typically moves so well in every session. What works so well on gold is these liquidity concepts that I'm talking about here, as well as the fake out opportunities. But if you're new to gold, just wow, what a push down here, guys. Just keep tuning into these streams, man. Just watch me taking the trades live. We've taken some trades live on here on the Topstep channel, so yeah, go back and watch them. But the biggest thing for gold is understanding the higher time frame before you look to execute the lower time frame. Wow, what a trade! Nice short there, Craig. Craig on Zoom just got short here for about what? You're about 60. You're running this down for like 80. Very quick reaction skills there, man. Well done. They're very quick on that one. This to me was a trap. Why would we not buy this, guys? Why would we not buy this 5-minute grab the lows and a bullish closure? Well, the whole reason we wouldn't buy that is because look at this previous hourly. Grab the highs and close bearish. We're only looking to short this candle. Yeah, exactly, man. And you didn't grab any of the lows. Yep, exactly. So this is where, you know, we're saying anyone who's buying from here, where's their stop? It's just down below here. So your high chance you're going to come down and squeeze these lows. If we can open for a steep top wick, I may see if I can get a little scalp here for about 30 ticks. Risk off any closures against me. Let me see. Let me go to my Asia account here. Is it being grabbed on the currency? No, not yet, not yet. It has to be a pretty steep top wick though. It's quite far down now. No, too far now. Only aggressive because of the ATM close. No, it was 100% made sense, man. That's what I'm saying to you guys. You know, don't get too confused with the. Don't try and pick direction on the 5 minute. The 5 minute is not for picking direction. The 5 minute is for executing what the higher time frame has already told us. And what the higher time frame has already told us is we closed like this. So just keep in the back, and you can actually, there's an indicator on TradingView if you do want to, where you can actually see the higher time frame closures, or the one open, which I don't like. I like to see how it closed. That's how the previous hourly, that's not a good drawing. The previous hourly closed something like that, grabbing a lot of liquidity. So when we're trading this 5 minute candle, you know, we have to keep that in the back of our minds. That's why, you know, I don't jump in longs here, guys. I'm not trying to buy this, because I know that previous hourly has had a huge liquidity grab and a bearish closure. I'm only looking for short opportunities here. That's why this short was great. Once this grabbed the highs and this closed bearish, that short is also great. If you really wanted an aggressive scalp, you know, this short is also good. You're tagging right into these lows here for a very, very, very quick little one-to-one scalp. But you are absolutely not buying this. So if anyone did buy that, just remember the high time frame is the absolute key on gold. Always understand how the higher time frames closed before you drop down to this lower time frame. Because like I say, I absolutely love the 5 minute, but the 5 minute is not for picking direction. The 5 minute is purely for executing what's happened on the higher time frame. Did the currency tag the lows there? No, you're about to tag them lows there, guys. So if you did want that quick little, very small little 5 minute scalp, you got 20, about 30 ticks there. Cool, there you go. So you just tagged all of the lows there. What a push there. Closed 52 ticks. Nice, nice, nice. Great job on that short, Craig. That's a very, very good short. So anyone who was trying to buy this, they've just been squeezed out there. That's where you were shorting into. Really nice squeeze. Really, really nice squeeze. Caught 62 ticks on that. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Nice work, Aaron. 62 ticks. Beautiful. I'm off, bro. Thanks for the stream and have a great weekend. Yeah, thank you, Nate. You too, man. And good job on getting your Topstep payout as well. Beautiful work, man. Yeah, another evening star play. Literally another perfect evening star play. It's crazy how I actually would have liked to have short that one. I don't think Craig gave the signal though. That was actually, yeah, it was a very, very nice short. The reason this short was so nice is because this candle here was a trap. This candle here was a trap. But the way that you remember, guys, because you know we're only trading here for an hour together. So if we're only trading here for an hour together, you know, we're trying to understand what's going to happen in this candle. Like, how is this candle going to look? And I mean, it's played out now, but you know, if I see if I see a previous hourly look something like this, where it, you know, grabs highs and closes bearish like this. You know, the previous hourly before that was like this. But if I'm anticipating how could this next hourly candle look, well, I would anticipate that it would look probably something like this, and then, you know, continue pushing down. And that's what this is. So before this candle even opens, that's what I'm imagining in the back of my mind. So when I drop down to lower time frame, you know, I'm not buying this. I'm only looking to short it because I'm looking for trades at this current 8 AM candle here. In order for us to understand how could this candle look, well, what are the past couple of candles done? We've grabbed highs and we've closed bearish. So where's the next target? Previous 4-hour lows. Nice demo of your strategy. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I would have loved to have shorted it with you guys, but I did take the buys pre-London, and I've already taken 2 trades today, so I was a little bit skeptical of taking a trade just for the sake of taking a trade on stream. But like I said, if you know, I always say to you guys, you know, keep these levels on your charts and just watch them and just see how well they get hit. The levels, yes, they got hit perfectly, and they're getting hit beautifully here. Today, to be honest, today was a little bit, it wasn't the easiest, because, you know, you probably would have taken the break even here, like that was the short. In normaler markets, you know, this is usually enough of a grab where you just push from here. But like I say to you guys, you know, the markets aren't always that easy. You know, sometimes it's going to test you, sometimes it's going to give you, you know, have to give it 2 chances. Same as my buys yesterday, guys. I had to give my buys 2 chances before I ended up, you know, making some great trades. So, you know, I got long here yesterday, as you guys saw, looking for this continuation play up into, I think these were our liquidity levels. It didn't work here, that's fine. It's not to say that the trade idea is wrong, it's just not right at that time. But the second it becomes valid again, you get right back in. You know, it's great when you get in and it just pushes exactly in your favor, but it would be also great if trading was that easy. Unfortunately, it's not. So here, you know, you get your short here. If you guys took the break even here, that's a fantastic break even. Don't get emotional, don't get frustrated, don't start revenge trading. Accept it, wait. When this candle grabs the highs and closes back bearish again, boom, get right back on the ball. You'll make back, you know, even if you took a little loss here, or if you took the break even, you lost some fees, like you make back that and you still get your 80 tick trade. Like it's $800 at one contract. That's huge, absolutely huge. You know, it's kind of same with my buys here today, guys. Like we took buys here pre-London. And you know, so we got long here actually. We got long here on the break of the candle, buying up into this level. And then once this candle closed against me, it's like I actually could have just cut it there if I really wanted to. And it's not to say that the trade idea is wrong. It's just not valid at that time. But the second it does become valid again, you get straight back in. It's great, you know, when you get the entry and the volume, it just pushes exactly with you, you know, in the first couple of candles. It's not always that easy. So you have to be, you know, if you're going to intraday manage your trades, you have to be open to giving them a second chance. And look at that, you've tagged lows and instantly rejected. So yeah, very, very nice. Again, this is just playing the ranges here today as well, guys. We're just going from the highs to the lows. We bought up into highs, you could have literally sold down into the lows. I know one of you guys did talk about the 15-minute sells. That was actually perfect. If any of you guys did take that 15-minute sell, fake out sell there, that was a fantastic trade. Absolutely fantastic trade. Yeah, also at big daily support with a previous daily closing very bullish yesterday. Exactly, man. Are we buying now? What's in the nicest way possible? What is everything I just said? Remember, guys, everything I just said, in order for us to be able to trade this ATM candle, we trade this ATM candle based on how the candle closed. This candle just grabbed the highs and closed bearish. Don't start thinking longs just because you're having a 5-minute rejection. If you try and think about longs all the time rather than just trying to trade what's right in front of you, you'll miss out on clear shorts like that. If you want to buy gold, just wait for this candle to close. The markets don't move as fast as you may think. If you want long, to me, does it make any sense to buy against a huge liquidity grab and 180 tick bearish candle? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Triples, yeah. If you guys got it, well done, amazing. But yeah, don't try not to think too much, guys. I know it's so easy, like when the markets are pushing down, to be think like, oh, is it time to go long? Is it time to go long? Just, you know, you have to be very like, there's no, to me, trading this ATM candle, there's no thought process. There's no, oh, should I go long? Should I go short? Well, how did the previous candle close? We liquidated highs and we closed bearish. So when I come onto this candle, I'm only looking for shorts. If I'm wrong and this candle, you know, pushes up, well, that's fine. I'll let that trade happen and then I'll trade the next hourly candle. But what I don't want to do is always be worrying too much about what might happen or what could happen. Could we push up from here? Could we come up and tap in some highs? Who cares about what could happen? Why not just focus on what's right in front of us? And what's right in front of us is a fantastic liquidity grab and a bearish candle. Rather than always thinking about, you know, what might happen, if you trade what's right in front of you, you know, you've just made $800 at one contract. I know you guys might think it's easier said than done, but I'm only saying that because I would be the person who would, you know, when gold's pushing down and I missed my shorts, I start saying to myself, oh shit, should I jump in longs? And then you end up just trading all the time what you think as opposed to what's right in front of you. I never think about what could happen. Or no, I do. Sorry, I do think about what could happen, but I don't react off what could happen. For example, if I think price might come up into here for whatever reason, does that mean I just start buying gold? Of course not. So I only react off what I think, react in terms of taking trades once the markets show me that that's correct. And if I think price can come up into these highs, well, I'll let the hourly close and show me that now what I'm thinking could be correct, Now I can take my trade. You know, it will just save you guys a lot of losses, and it'll also help you, you know, just get in flow with the markets. That's the biggest thing you guys want to get good at. Don't fight the markets. Even if gold does push up here, who cares? Follow how the previous hourly candle closed, and you will have a much easier job trading intraday. 177 ticks, amazing, man. Where did you get short from? Where did you get short from? Back at the 15-minute fake out. 177 ticks on a Friday is incredible. Yeah, you react on what you see. Absolutely, absolutely. If you did the same thing here, if you saw this bullish candle closure, you didn't, you completely ignored how the hourly candle closed. Well, you just took a massive loss there because you're too busy thinking about what could happen as opposed to what's right in front of you. And I feel like it's just maybe how we are as humans. We always have the desire to, want to be right and, want to prove something to the markets. But for me personally, I'm not paid on proving anything to anyone. I'm paid on trading what's right in front of me and staying extremely neutral. Like I try not to come on the markets with like, nah, gold must go up today. Because if I do that, I'm gonna get stopped out and I'm gonna miss obvious trades. So for instance, actually today in Asia, I didn't take any of these sells in Asia because my bias was bullish. I don't react off my, I did react off my buys. I took a break even here today. I took buys, I took an initial break even here on gold off this 15-minute morning star here. And I took a break even because I was reacting off the fact that the previous day closed so bullish. But do I just start all of a sudden shorting it just because I want price to go down? Not at all. Yeah, I actually, that's what I really like there, Craig. That's actually my overall thought process, yeah, is gold to come back up into a lot of these highs, come back into 3250 again. But I mean, again, look at this 4 hour. You also tapped into previous 4 hour highs. To me, there's no reason to call the bottom here on gold. Wow, look at copper selling off. NQ squeezing higher. Yeah, NQ playing the range. NQ squeezing higher. Wow, look at that. Grab the lows. Look at that. Tag the lows, close bullish. Huge. That would have been a huge buy. Why would you not sell that? Well, look at that huge grab and a massive support. That is huge. Wow, look at that. And you guys take that buy. That is a ridiculous. Even here, grab the lows, breakout, taking the break at that high. I'm new here, come from trading crypto. Should I only consider Topstep as a prop firm? Yeah, I think they're going to be the best option for you, man. The best option, easiest to understand, easiest to get started with, and you get some fantastic payouts. And you can scale it as well, so yeah, absolutely, man. You did, yeah, you did. Nice. Entry was at 32.68, grabbed highs, and I got 3 bar. Yeah, amazing, man, amazing, good job. Incredible work. How many ticks did you get? You got like what? How many did you get? 117 or something crazy? Incredible trade, man. Absolutely beautiful trade. Where you got it from? 268. 268. Wow, you got it from there on that 5-minute close. Yeah. What was that? Down into the lows. 180 ticks. That's an incredible trade, man. Absolutely beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. How do you change your money sign to pips? Here on the Topstep chart, if you go on the settings on Topstep X here, I've changed it to ticks. Yeah, gold to break structure. Yeah, I agree, man. Gold to break some decent structure before we look for that. That's why New York session is going to be very interesting today. This might be a stupid question, Aaron, but can a bearish candle also be green colored? There's no such thing as a stupid question, man. Here, yeah, absolutely. Most standard charts, you will open it and it will be green and red. So red for bearish, green for bullish, like this. Like this. I'm messing up all my colors here for you guys. Most charts you open it and it will be like that. I just kind of like to have it. I changed it to more neutral colors when I first started trading. I've just kind of always liked to keep it like that. I actually used to trade it with with all black candles and a white background, but I just kind of liked how the blue and white looked. But yeah, no, there's no such thing as a stupid question here, guys. Don't feel stupid asking a stupid question. That's what these sessions are all about. These sessions are all about you guys, take trades together and get lots of value. There's no such thing as a stupid question here. Like I said, in my earlier days, if I had someone to be able to tune into every single day and ask questions, I would be much further ahead than what I am. So don't ever feel you're asking a silly question. There's no such thing. There's no egos here. We're all here to learn and grow together. Yeah, unless you say "bye now, sir," that's an instant ban. If you say "bye now, sir," yeah, you're straight in the waiting room, straight into timeout in the sim bin. Hey Aaron, maybe a stupid question, but what is your Topstep X username and password? Okay, when I say there's no stupid question, to a degree. Yeah, I did set myself up there. Yeah, I'll give you that. ATM, I heard you say that a lot. What does that mean? ATM? Do I say that? I don't even know I say that. ATM. I mean, at the moment, ATM. Yeah, dude. The best one is, do you trade London session? ATM. Maybe we picked it up wrong. What do I say is ATM? I'm not too sure, man. Anyone else know? Oh, 8. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 8 a.m. Like, well, it doesn't help if I just keep saying the same thing because you're hearing it that way. But I say 8 a.m. That's funny. I was like, do I say 8 a.m.? Yeah, 8 a.m. Oh yeah, all-time highs. Yeah, all-time highs at the money. Yeah, I mean 8 a.m. I just realized if I keep saying 8 a.m., it's not going to make it any clearer. So I thought I'd have to probably type it out there. Yeah, 8 a.m. You are an ATM, to be fair. Yeah, unless we make money, then I'll call myself an ATM. But if I say 8 a.m., which just sounds like I'm just saying the exact same word, I mean 8 a.m., which is the London Open. I was so confused there. Yeah, 8 a.m. candle. 8 a.m. candle, so now I'm like over confusing how I'm even saying this now. How do you guys say it? Is that the normal way to say it? 8 a.m.? Yeah, I mean this candle here. This is the London Open candle. I was so confused. I was like, do I say ATM? I'm making that much money, I now call myself Aaron ATM. Nice tag into these lows here, guys. The shorts are on gold. This was the downside target. So if we do want to buy gold, we would have to see the hourly actually break out, because you're tagging highs, you're tagging lows, and you're in a little bit of a range. So we've called the range very well here today. But what you don't want to do is get caught up in the range once liquidity has been grabbed on both sides. Algorithm, trust me. Funded right now, how much should I risk on a 50k XFA to get my first payout? And when should I take it? You recommend daily profit target and max losses, and how much? Yeah, ATM, Aaron trades money. I'll take that. I'm gonna rename myself to 8 a.m. Aaron. How much you should risk on a 50k? I personally would say trade micros. There will be a point in time where it's time to scale up your trading. Focus on consistency. Well, this isn't a good chart because this is my withdrawals as well. But this is what you want to see. And if you can't do this trading micros, then there's no point even jumping into minis just yet. My massive head's in the way. Let me see if I can move this up. For the most part, I pretty much traded micros for all of April because the ranges were just ridiculous. There'll be a point in time for scaling up your trading and trading bigger size. But right now, I personally, again, it depends if you're trading gold or NQ. They move very, very different. But if you're trading gold, 5 micros is enough that you can make great gains without over trading. And what I mean by that is, if you trade too small of size, then you might see $50, but it's a great trade, and then be like, oh, now I want to make more money. Then you end up trading the P&L, not the charts. So trade enough of a size where you're going to be happy with the gains that you do make, but you also don't overtrade. And 5 micros on gold is fantastic for that. There was a time where I would trade you know, on my personal account, I would trade really small size, and I would, you know, I'd have a great trade, but I'd only make like $100, and I'd go, oh, it's only $100. Let me keep trading, and then I'd end up losing money. So don't trade too small of size that you end up focusing on the P&L too much. I think 5 micros on gold is fantastic. You know, you catch this decent short here on gold. You know, if you took this flip into the lows, you know, it's a 80 tick trade. 5 micros, a $400 trade. And the good thing is with micros, you can actually manage risk very well as well. So I think micros is a great start. In terms of like, you know, how much losses should you take in a day? That completely depends on, you know, your win rate. How many losses do you take in a row? You know, you can look at risk of ruin as well. Like, there's a lot of things to look at. That's not really something not really something I can tell you. It all depends on your data. It all depends on how do you feel mentally. Like, I can't say to you guys, oh yeah, take one trade for the day. If you lose that trade, get out for the day, because I don't trade like that. I trade based on how I feel mentally. If I take a trade for the day and I lose, but you know, I followed my plan, I followed every single one of my rules, the trade just didn't work, does that mean I stop trading? No, not at all. As long as I feel like I'm still emotionally in check, I'm not making any stupid emotional decisions, I'll keep trading. If I take a loss on the day and I'm just not mentally there that day, which is completely normal, I'm just not really feeling it, okay, cool, then I'll close the charts. Like, I don't really think there's a exact amount of trades that you should take on a day. If you're taking anything more than, you know, 4 to 5, then you're probably over trading, but 1 to 2 is more than enough. Yeah, if the previous hourly gets taken out by, yeah, I mean, if this hourly grabs these lows and actually breaks back above this range, that's a buy I would love to take. If you actually break back above, I would have to see a decent closure above though. That's not a very good drawing. Like, if you grab these lows here and you actually close back above this range, then great, I'll take a trade. Now, the only reason I will trade ranges on gold is when I have liquidity to target. So I bought up into these highs today, but now that we've grabbed the highs and we've grabbed the lows, it's going to be very difficult to, and again, I love gold, but when gold's in these ranges, it can chop you up all day long. So in these times, you want to wait for the markets to come to you. Same as yesterday, wait for the markets to come to us, wait for the breakout, and then you take your trade. Wait for the breakout and you're going to have a much easier trade. So if this hourly, let's say this hourly closes like this in 18 minutes, and it's grabbed the lows, we've grabbed the highs. Well, how do I explain this? When this candle closed like this, when you grab the highs and you actually closed bearish, it was pretty easy to understand where this candle was going to tap into, these lows here. But let's say now you've grabbed the highs and you've grabbed the lows. If I was to say to you guys, like, how could this next candle potentially form? You would probably be like, I have no idea. I don't know if it's going to look something like this or it's going to look, you don't really know. So the times where you don't really know, when you've grabbed both sides, that's a good indication to be like, okay, cool, let me just wait. If the 9 a.m. candle closes like this, then, you know, to trade the 10 a.m. candle, you go, oh, cool, well, that's, you know, obviously that's going to be an easy buy. So to short this 8 a.m. candle was a really easy trade based off how this based off how this candle closes. But when this candle grabs the lows, grabs the highs and closes within the range, then that's when you have to be like, okay, cool. We grab liquidity on both sides. We've had very good trades in this range. Now I need to take the step back and let the markets actually break out, because we've tried to break out 2 times, failed to do that, grabbed both sides, and now we're stuck in a little bit of a range. Again, even here in the 4 hour, 4 hours, grab the highs, grab the lows. You're probably going to want to wait to see an actual closure with volume. That's why I'm just talking about some other stuff with you here, guys, as well, because there's, you know, now that you've grabbed the highs and the lows, would I buy this on gold? Well, where's my targets? You know, what am I trading into? I like to trade into liquidity. So we're buying pre-London into liquidity. But now that you've grabbed both sides, if you buy here, would it be too surprised to get stuck in a market that just goes sideways for a couple of hours? Not really. I've also switched to micros. A lot more versatility for beginners. Yeah, 100%, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, with micros, yeah, exactly, man. With micros, you can also hold runners as well, which is great. You know, you'd rather trade 5 micros than, you know, 1 million and have to close it out all the time. It's good to have the discipline to be able to hold the runners. Do you day trade or swing trade? I'm new to this channel. Welcome, man. Also, for scalping or day trading, do you wait for the closing candle confirmation or enter once the high and the low is reached? We're day trading here, man. And I appreciate you tuning in. Welcome. Hopefully you stick around. We do these live streams here on Topstep every single day, 7:30 to 9 a.m. London time. I will trade the 8 a.m. We're back here again. I will trade this candle based on how this candle's closed. So because this candle grabbed highs and closed bearish, cool. That's when I'll drop down to my 5 minute and I'll look to short this 8 a.m. candle. Quick look at crude. It looks like it could be set up for long. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So although gold is looking like it's going to have a nice breakout here, guys, let's let the breakout happen, because we could also just create some pretty aggressive ranges, and they're the times where gold can be tough to trade. How did we close yesterday on oil? Did we have a crazy sell-off? I didn't close too bad, actually. Let me see. Daily, you may come and fill in previous daily low. Let me go rid of this for a second. Let's just do some fresh analysis here. We're last day of the week, so how's that weekly looking? Not really showing too much on the weekly. Daily kind of squeezing lower. I do like longs overall back up into like 65. Does that have to happen today though? Probably not. Again, this is it's kind of similar to gold, where, you know, what have we just done? We've just come up, we've just tagged some major 4-hour highs and failed to close above. How long has it got? Another 2 hours. But you also have just grabbed lows. Are you live? What days next week? We'll be live. We'll be live every single day next week as well, man. Oh no, sorry, not Monday. Apologies, guys. Not Monday. I'll be back on a Tuesday and then every day next week. So looking at crude here, you just tagged the highs. It's kind of similar to gold. Like, you know, shorting this would have been fantastic at that 7 a.m. candle here. Would have been great to sell that. Would I have bought this candle? Not really. You're kind of tagging the previous highs, looking like you may squeeze lower. If you do want to buy crude, my only thing is like where are you buying into? Like we've just held resistance and liquidated the previous highs. Buys would be a little bit tough here for me, to be honest, man. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a little bit of a range, or maybe a morning star play below this low here, where this candle may come down, you know, grab the lows and hold the support, and then you could potentially look for the longs. You know, the biggest thing for me as well, guys, is making sure I have clear targets. If I don't have clear targets and I don't really know what I'm trading into, then do I even really have a trade? If that makes sense. You know, for instance, here right now on gold, it's going to be hard for me to want to take a trade at 9 a.m. candle because we have grabbed both sides. Now, the reason I was buying here pre-London, where we got this $900, we were buying here. Why? Because we had clear targets. If I didn't have these targets, would I be taking this trade? Not at all. Same as here, guys. You know, when we're talking about these shorts, the reason we were looking to take these shorts is because we had targets. We knew what we were trading into. So our exits were also perfect because we had targets. Your exits were also perfect because you had targets. So now that gold has no targets, kind of similar to crude, it's almost like, wait, what? Why did I just type in oil and gold came up? There's a sign to just trade gold. So now I look at crude and I go, you've grabbed the highs. You've also grabbed the lows. I would probably just want to see a little bit more of a breakout. Otherwise, to me, this looks like you may squeeze the lows depending on this hourly closure. And I would kind of look at this range and go, I wouldn't want to get chopped up in here. Look how tough price can get in here. And these are the times, you know, where we give back all of our gains because we end up trying to force a trade in a very, very tough range. So it's not to say that, you know, I'm not saying you're, you know, wrong or anything like that. You know, longs could be nice. If I wanted a long, I'd want to see a decent breakout. If you break back above and come near this wick, then you can be like, okay, cool. Now you're probably going to get a bit of a wick fill, and then I'll trade the next candle. But in terms of looking at it right now, yeah, I'd be sitting patient for this one personally. But overall today, yeah, could you see some longs today, just as a general outlook? We did have a pretty decent 4-hour fake out. You know, you broke below, when was that? 15th yesterday, aggressively broke back above, clearly finding some resistance though. So personally, I would probably be waiting for New York to trade crude, because you'll also get that 4-hour close as well. Because that's a pretty huge liquidity grab there. Like, that's a huge grab of the lows. Anyone who was, you know, jumping in shorts here would have got squeezed out of that trade. Squeezed out of that trade, grabbed the previous 4-hour highs and held the resistance. So it's kind of similar to gold. You know, you grab the highs, grab the lows. I'd want to see this candle break out. If the high time frame is not showing me too much, like the hourly, the 5 minutes, probably not going to tell me much either. If anything, it'll probably chop you up. Gold and copper correlated. Not really, to be honest. I mean, sometimes they can move together, but not really. Like you can see copper's having a bit of a decent sell-off here since like 6 a.m. London time, whereas gold actually squeezed up 6 a.m. London time. Where are we? 6 a.m. London time here. So not too much, to be honest. I honestly don't find that much correlates that well with gold to actually, you know, say watch both. I know they can move similar, like if gold's going down, you know, NQ can go up as a overall outlook, but I've also seen them move together. Like here, you know, we were selling off here at 7 a.m. London time, so was gold. I honestly don't really correlate that much with gold. NQ is looking good for a breakout though, guys. Any of you guys who are trading NQ? NQ is looking good for a breakout. Let's have a look. Did we have a look at ES? I think we did. Let's have a look at ES. ES. How did you close yesterday? Was it doji as well, or did you close bullish? Wow, very bullish yesterday on ES. Wow, look at that. That was a huge liquidity grab. Wow. Easy buys on ES today. Wow, look at that. Grabbed lows, actually broke back above. Yesterday's high looks very nice. A bit too late, but yesterday's high looks very nice. Apologies, you guys asked about ES. Sorry, I missed that. And, ES is looking good to push up into what? 59.60, 59.50. Where's that? 59.50. Yeah, 59.50 looks like a pretty decent target. Again, you just had this very nice break back above all of this level. So again, this is what I'm saying, guys. You wait for the markets to come to you. Wait for this to break out with volume. You know, you don't trade the ranges. You wait for it to break out with volume, and then you take a trade. Here's your confirmation candle. Here's your execution candle. So ES is already having a pretty decent squeeze. A bit late to the party on that one. That's a pretty nice push. Really nice push. This is the first play today here in this fresh 100k account here. Nice $900 to start the account as well. So considering, guys, if we look at gold, since we've been trading pre-London at 6 a.m. London time, like we've actually done nothing. So to make money in the fact that we've literally done nothing is pretty impressive. Being able to call this range as well as we have, I'm pretty happy with that. Considering we've not really done anything. That's why I love scalping so much. You know, when I used to swing trade, I used to spend so much time just sat on my hands waiting for trades. It was like, man, even when the high time frames are ranging, it's like we can take our great trades even in these ranges. But if you do want to trade ranges, you want to be doing it when there's liquidity and at good areas. Yeah, and it's a Friday. 900 fresh in the account, and it's a Friday. Just hit 31 green days on my London account. Beautiful. Good call on gold. Aaron made an easy 400. Yeah, nice work, man. Nice work. Beautiful work. I didn't want to give back my gains, but it was a really nice short. Both trades are beautiful here, guys. Pre-London buys were fantastic. Actually, a very nice 5-minute morning star there as well, guys. We've had some great calls this week, guys. We've also had some great trades on stream, guys. Any of you guys who are new here on YouTube, you know, if you have the time over the weekend, go back and watch some of the streams. We had a great trade on Tuesday together here as well. I did take these buys on my channel here pre-London. I think we had a trade yesterday as well. We had some great liquidity calls. Like, go back and study these calls, guys. There's a lot to learn in these. We've had some great trades this week. I had a very good week. Like I say, I haven't taken a payout on this Asia account here yet, but I'm absolutely going to take a payout today. Don't be afraid to reward yourself, guys. Even if it's, you know, even if you just take out $500, like I said last time, it's always good to just reward yourself and pay yourself for your hard efforts. Show yourself that, wow, my hard work is actually paying off. Yeah, smash the like button, absolute, man. Smash the like button for sure. Yeah, I won't be on Monday, unfortunately, guys. I'm jumping on a different stream, but we'll be back Tuesday. We'll be back Tuesday. So yeah, with that being said, guys, gold's 2 seconds, zoom, guys. Gold's in a little bit of a range, guys. We've called this range very well. I'm happy to lock in my $900 here on the 100k. And I'm happy to lock in my 400 here on the London. And like I said, guys, if you do want to trade for the rest of the day, guys, remember, don't try and buy gold. Just if you want to buy gold, let the hourly confirm that buy, and then you can take your trade. Don't fight the markets. Trade what's right in front of us. What's right in front of us is a huge grab. So for the rest of the day, guys, I am probably going to let gold do its thing for now. I'm not really seeing too much here just yet. And it is Friday, and we've had some great calls even within this range, and we've had an absolutely fantastic week here as well, guys. So yeah, NQ and ES pumping. Yeah, go trade NQ or ES, to be honest, guys. Gold's had its range plays. Gold's going to create some space for a while. But yeah, amazing session, guys. I appreciate you all taking the time to tune in. Hopefully you guys learned something here as well today. It was great to jump on with you guys. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you guys same time again next week. We'll do it all over again. I'll see you guys from 7:30 till 9 a.m. London time here on the Topstep YouTube channel. Drop a like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.